lake, or we're gonna have to tear up the road and put it in the road and shut down Violet Road for a month. So, I mean, we went the best route we could go.
Yeah.
So my contention has been that people give you easements and don't mind if you tear up the yard and cut through the driveway when they're wanting water. Once they've got water, they don't want you coming back and doing it a second time.
When did this happen?
Well, that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
That was
already
just
the
a
Great King.
memory refresher.
That's what I thought. I didn't know this was a new one.
Hey, Bill.
What's happening?
At that time, very long, it was 20 years ago. We had a push.
Do we know if
When
Brandon's
the
gonna
time rushed for
Do we know if
regionalization
Brandon's
of the
gonna be-
fire.
That's what he said he didn't know.
And that was the thing, he used the same word, regionalization. But we learned after doing the research that if we regionalized, we were gonna lose control of our fairly new ambulances and our fairly new fire equipment, and they were gonna go north, and we would, as a rural area, we were never gonna see that stuff. And there's a lot that.
Oh, we cannot do that. Oh, no.
Then, of course, my neighbor across the street was on the fire district in Verona,
How are you, Chuck?
and they said, hey, you know, talk to the
Doing very
water
well,
district
thank you.
about fire, and so, you know, I did when he was here 20 years ago.
Andrea,
Zoom out real quick.
which fire district are you in?
Verona.
Did you need me for something?
If,
Oh, okay.
if you need an ambulance in the Verona
Sitting
fire
here right next to the
district,
movie star.
do you have to pay for that? Okay.
So we'll pay for it on our
Oh,
property
did I
tax.
not print that? I am so
Exactly.
sorry.
Well, that don't
No,
matter.
no, it's not either. No,
Well.
no, I will go get that now.
I just happen to know,
I can't believe
I
I
keep
did it that
I
way.
keep running walls on
Well,
the
I
side.
was in the negative this time.
But I refuse to pay.
I'm so sorry. I
seen the ambulance.
If I knew you did.
Well, I felt like I was missing something this month too, so that was
That's
it.
all right.
Yeah.
If you did it.
No, I'll go get it right now.
Bolton line item on my property tax bill is over $600.
Here's a copy of our agenda if you all.
Yeah.
Are you in,
That's crazy.
are you in Mount Verona School District?
No, I'm talking about fire protection district. Yeah,
Which one are you on? Walton or are you on?
Walton. Yeah.
Steady weather, which will come for a while.
You're wrong.
And you know, they were talking about it, they could talk to our
Oh, it's okay.
okay.
She went to go get a chair.
She did.
Yes.
And they all support each other very
Thank
well.
you.
We had, our fire, we had tanker trucks for 3 days, 4 county and they all showed up within 15 minutes. I mean, they're.
Well, I think that they want you to sign in, but,
Just so we have a record of who was
Yeah.
attending.
but you should get an opportunity to speak.
I'm 78, you know, they ain't gonna have.
Count the fact, you know.
Yes,
How
it's
long,
easy.
how long is it, how long is it
For a
taking?
second one.
But
The second,
The
Yeah.
saving grace for mine was, it was December.
Thank you.
25 years.
My son and my neighbor buttoned everything up in the house.
you were one of the older ones
And
then,
something
even
we
25 years
So
ago.
Yeah, I was the
they
only
had
person
somebody-
on the show.
They left me for half an hour, and then they had everything staged, opened the doors, and then just went to town
Something out of your
and the structure stood.
That's what Calvin told me with the fires. He said 90% of the
You're
ones
allowed.
that they're lost cause.
Thank you,
By the time
ma'am.
we get there, he says it doesn't do good to spend it on there because then are you gonna build it back or you gonna get some smoke damage done, you know, it's a total loss.
So I just bring a tripod just so, cause I don't
Sorry,
want
I
to
left
hold
this out.
that. And just stick it in your camera as I did.
I can see why, I lost $100.
No, I was trying to hide it, and Robert caught me on it.
You know.
We had a new bathroom made after the fire, and they never, the restoration company never cut the cap on the new bathroom.
Oh.
Tell me you know where we're just. Oh, it needs a big one, that's one thing, it's way up there.
Oh, you gave him out.
That's
Terrible how your drainage.
Well,
That's the first one, a little bit
Yeah,
ahead.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got the original
Yeah.
one.
But we're still
ours
running,
and.
we're still running
We
way.
originally had 6, but we.
Okay, I think everybody's here.
Oh, that's it.
You're ready, let's go ahead and start the meeting.
We paid, we wrote a check.
I'm gonna call the meeting of the Bullock Pen Water District to order. First on the business, we have some visitors, so we always take our visitors first. I don't know who wants to speak or who came to speak.
I'm gonna pass, but if you guys wanna say anything.
I have nothing to say at the moment.
Charlotte?
Well, this, if you are here to discuss Teal Road or something, you need to speak that now. We always take visitors.
Don't take 2 million gallons of water out of my lake, that's all I have to say. Find another solution.
I have something.
Okay,
I ran into Chuck and I told him how much it would cost to get water out of Freedom Lane. And he thought I said 800,000. He's like, 800,000? I said, no, it's 80. So that's where we stand. We're just, he knows.
okay, well, he's here today.
Yes.
Okay, with that, we'll go through the agenda. First will be approval of the minutes as they were mailed.
I'll make that motion.
Brian makes a motion to approve the minutes, is there a second? Roger seconds it. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Take a few minutes to look over the warrants.
So on the truck here, the sewer paid for one and we paid for one, so that's why we can send both trucks on there?
Correct.
Yeah.
Rate study project, 17,000, that's from.
What was that?
Is that Robert Miller?
That's Bob
Yes, yeah.
That's what I
Yes.
thought, yeah. So that's almost $18,000 of ground.
Yeah. I
And
figured
that's
that
in line with
and,
the estimate.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's
It was,
water,
we had
under-
about,
water under the bridge.
approximately $89,000 extra in expenditures this month, so.
Not for
That-
Robert
but
Miller
that-
only.
No,
Oh,
all,
okay,
that's
okay.
because of the
Okay.
loss on the report sheet. So I went through and kind of figured them
Oh,
out,
okay.
but a lot of them were because a lot of my annual stuff is due at one time. They hit us right on the first, month of the year.
Yeah, well, we can only do.
That's a lot of it, yeah.
This month.
A little bit, really.
Yeah.
If you want to fire me, you can. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Motion?
Are there any questions on the warrants? If not, we need a motion to accept the warrants. Andrea made the motion to accept the warrants, is there a second?
I'll second.
Brian seconds it. Any further discussion on the warrants? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Get this to you, Mr. Nienaber.
Garrison, nothing new has happened since the last meeting. The PSC order, the case was still pending, and have you heard anything, Paul?
From the PSC order?
Yeah.
No, I have not heard anything from PSC.
So why is this delayed, or what's,
It's in the hands of the Public Service Commission, it's
And
all
nothing-
up to them. We have,
nothing goes fast with them?
it's in their hands. I mean, it's been briefed, we've given them all the information they need, and it's up to them, so. I think it may die on the vine perhaps, I don't know, but, I haven't heard anything. They didn't mention it in their annual inspection, did they, Paul?
No, they did not. They did not.
Which tells me that it's not a major priority on their list.
Well, they knew that it was going on, but there was no question.
Right,
or-
yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't
Okay.
discussion.
final action on the Robert Miller report. I guess that, we'll table that for the time being, or,
Well, I don't know. How long do we wanna let this drag out? He made his report. I mean, you know, personally, I think we go ahead and approve the report and send it to KIA
Yeah.
and move forward.
okay,
Tell me about
That's my
Robert Miller.
opinion.
The thing is, he got a job somewhere else, so if we wanted him to update anything, he can't update that data?
No, but someone, I don't know if it's from that office, or I really don't know how it works, but someone within Kentucky Rural Water will take that over.
So we could go back and
Yeah,
change.
because last meeting, Kentucky Engineering had like, you know, we'll have this report, and then we'll have another report that says, well, what about these scenarios? And then if we come up with other scenarios,
Yeah.
it would be a separate report every time.
For more money,
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
89,000 or?
I wouldn't think so, because see, we paid him to build the model itself. So now you would just be paying them to essentially replace numbers with, you know, some other scenario, some other number, you know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't think it's gonna be that. It would be pretty simple for them to run different reports on different scenarios
Yeah.
now.
The problem is if we leave it the way it is, then when we go before anything, we get the opportunity to say, well, here's where we see problems with the report.
Yeah.
One thing is, you know exactly what the plant's gonna cost, so after 20 years, you bounce the rates way up. But you have no idea what it's gonna cost when Cincinnati has to replace their plant, or Northern Kentucky has to replace their plant, when it is, what it is, how much it is, and what it's gonna do to their rates. So it's not a true comparison because of, and let's face it, if we have a plant, a new plant, it's not gonna go bad all at once. We're gonna replace things gradually as it happens.
Right.
The old plant is 65 years old. You know,
To me, and it's not up to me, but my opinion of it is the report is the report. There's no reason to not approve the report. It's not gonna change, it's not gonna, it's what it was presented as.
In that case, I make a motion, we accept the report.
Ronnie makes a motion to accept Bob Miller's report as is. Is there a second to that motion? Roger Bingham seconds the motion. Any other discussion on the report?
I do have a question. We had raised several, items, as you were mentioning there, about that we, that the report should be corrected on that. So are we gonna discuss those today? I agree with Paul, that kinda stands outside the report. But, are we gonna discuss those today, or the responses that he sent back to us, on those questions that we had?
Other than what.
It depends on what the board wants to do.
Discussion back and forth. Like we talked about running some other scenarios, and, I mean, we can do that. I'm still stuck in this limbo of who the new Bob Miller is. I haven't really gotten that answer yet. So, it's just kind of, you know what I mean, you know what I'm trying to say, Bill? I haven't talked to the new Bob Miller. I've had some discussions, but I haven't talked to that person yet.
His answers appear to be very non-committal and everything.
I agree.
And I'm not, I kinda agree with you that when we accept this report, that doesn't mean we agree with everything in the report.
correct.
We can go back and
it-
change it.
It leaves the report unbiased by us. If we go in there now and say, well, we think you need to change this to this, and then it stops being Bob Miller's report and it becomes our report. So the whole deal is here is trying to keep us away from that report. Now, just like Jay has brought up some issues about the report or whatever, he'll have that opportunity, but we'll have our opportunity to give up our ideas on the report or where we think it falls short. You know,
Well, that might, okay. We'll just kinda let that-
You know,
sit out there.
my problem is we're sitting back here pushing this report back and forth, and all the time, the plant's getting older, and we're not doing anything to stop it. And once it goes down, where are we gonna get the water to furnish all these people?
Well,
And the report doesn't change.
on the other side, this is something that I assume is gonna go to the PSC.
Well,
Yeah.
first it's gonna go to KIA, because the first thing we gotta do is get our loan approved.
Well, KIA,
I
Then
think
it
it's
goes to
already
the
gone to the
Division of Water.
PSC.
you think it already has gone to the PSC?
I believe so, I'm not positive, I think, Mr. Wutcher sent them a copy of it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
submitted to the PSC,
Yeah.
that, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So they've got the report.
Yeah, he said.
Fish and Wildlife's got the report. I'd say KIA's probably got the report already.
I'm sure they did.
So, I mean, it's there, we just need to go ahead and find out, are we gonna get a loan, or are we not gonna get a loan? Because if we're not gonna get a loan, then we gotta get back and punt, or whatever.
Okay.
So any other questions on the report? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor of accepting the report, raise your hand. Any opposed, like sign, motion carried.
Now, having said that, getting back to what Bill brought up, are we gonna follow through with any of the discrepancies, especially in the maintenance that you brought up?
Well,
It was showed on one side, but it wasn't showed on the other side.
Tom, you wanna report on your discussion with Mr. Wutcher?
Yeah, by taking final action, that just means we have to disclose it. But
Mhm.
we already have,
Yes.
so it's.
Well, in reality, we could have done that last month, really.
Possibly.
There were a number of questions that were still abounding, and so we gave everybody the opportunity to look at it. But Jay Williams got his copy, and he got the paperwork that goes with that report. So I'm tired of hearing about that. But if we approve this report and we wanna do a new scenario with more numbers or different whatever, we can do that. It's not a problem. It just has to come through the board, that's all.
Well, why would we not wanna do that if this report has gone to the PSC, but we find there's some discrepancies in it based on the,
I think it's just different scenarios.
that's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
But the scenario that we need to put forth needs to be put forth to them, or they'll just go on what's they've got in front of them.
Yeah.
Well, oh no, by taking final action, that doesn't mean that we are forever bound by what's in that report, to the point that if a new scenario comes up, new information comes up,
I
new
know that.
data comes up, we can revise it.
But
So-
we need to put that other scenario out there.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Yeah,
When I
okay.
spoke to Mr. Wutcher, he's going to put together a
Oh,
list
okay.
and get it to us
Okay.
of other reports or other.
How, is that what's his timeframe?
Well,
Track.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know how they,
And
who knows?
What's Mr. Wooster's, involvement in this? I forget who, I know he was at that meeting.
Jerry Wutcher and Damon Talley they were engaged to respond to the Public Service Commission case that was opened against the district relating to the alleged construction at the water treatment plant. Mr. Wutcher and Mr. Talley responded to that complaint and gave them all the information that they were engaged, or that they were entitled to. Mr. Wutcher and Damon Talley are also assisting the district in addressing the issue of getting a rate increase and doing that type of analysis. I shouldn't say getting a rate increase, but investigating the water treatment plant and moving forward with that, so.
Now, has Mr. Wooster ever seen Mr. well, I won't quit calling him Mr. Senator Williams's letter, because he has put it out on letterhead now as a senator, not as a customer of Bullock Pen. So now it becomes part of the public domain, if I remember rightly. And so are they gonna address that, and are they going to file an open records request to find out where Mr. Williams is getting all of his data and information and that?
I don't think he was listed in that.
Do what?
I don't think he was listed in that letter. They
Yes,
were
he
listed.
was.
They wasn't. Butcher and that.
Oh, no, Woocher and them
No,
weren't.
they wasn't.
Yeah.
Everybody
Well,
else.
they're-
I talked to Jerry Butcher this morning, and I wanted to find out where we are moving forward. I expressed to Jerry the concerns of some of the people on the board, that the things that are being said about the district and the district employees or appointed officials, including Chairman Gibbon, some of those statements may not be accurate, and to the point where they're actionable. And Jerry said, we're not gonna do anything moving forward on that at this point. What he wants to do is that we will authorize Jerry Woocher to file a response to the Senator Williams letter and some of the statements that were made in that letter. Mr. Woocher requested that I get from the district and the district employees all of the information that we have to respond to Senator Williams's letter. For example, and this is the first one that comes to mind, I think that letter said that the district has paid $1 million to KEG. Over to KEG, is that
Yes.
correct? Well, that's not even close. So what, and this is by.
Do you want everybody to have a copy of the
You
letter?
can give them a copy, sure.
He was emailed out.
Okay.
It was emailed, I printed it all.
Yeah.
I can go and make it, do y'all want a copy of it?
I don't have no trash.
We're okay.
As an example, it would be my recommendation that we provide Mr. Woocher a comment that Senator Williams makes in his letter. Example, the Bullock Pen Water District has paid KEG over $1 million. And we would respond to that. Not true, here's what the numbers are, here's what the invoices were, here's what the drafts and checks that were issued, the amount that they've been paid is X number of dollars. There's also been statements, and I don't think these are this one's in writing, but apparently somebody along the line made the statement that the district undertook construction of the water treatment plant without receiving a certificate of public convenience and necessity. Not true. Example, or our response, see the documents that we submitted to PSC case number, whatever that is, 2025-00259. Those are just examples. So what I told Mr. Woocher we would do is have everybody in the district go through the letter. The other item that comes to mind is the editorial that appeared in the Grant County News. There's some factual statements in there that are not accurate. That we get together our documentation, excuse me, and we respond to those issues. There are, the one that gets in my crawl more than anything is that when we responded to the open records request that Senator Williams made through the Legislative Research Commission, Jeff Harmon. I received an email back that suggested that the district was withholding documents. Specifically, there was some mention of somebody mentioned there was a snap drive, whatever you call it.
Excel spreadsheet.
Excel, whatever.
Flash
I don't,
drive.
Flash drive, yeah.
flash drive, yeah, not a snap drive. Flash drive.
Get up with the program.
Hey, he's old, he doesn't do flash
Computer
drives.
technology is not my forte, and I'm proud of it. But anyway, there was a snap drive?
Flash drive.
Flash drive!
Write it
Okay.
down,
That,
write it down in case you need to use it in your report.
that there was a flash drive that was distributed at the public hearing that we had on November 18th. I look back in my memory, and I don't remember one. I called Paul and said, did you get one? Mm-hmm. I called Amy and asked if she got one. Mm-hmm. So I think Paul called Robert Miller
I did, yep.
and asked Mr. Miller if he handed out a flash drive
You could,
at the meeting or any other paperwork, and he said, no, all I brought was the book. So, I mean, somebody told somebody that we were withholding documents, and I took exception to that. I took that personally.
Somewhere in the conversation that Mr. Miller had, it seemed like I remember him saying that it could be available on a flash drive.
Yeah,
The book,
Yeah, the presentation that he
yeah,
made
he said
could be
that.
available on a flash.
The
flash
book
drive.
could
but not
be
his
on a
data.
flash drive, yeah.
It was on a
But-
flash drive.
Big purpose
It
is right
was,
here.
yeah.
but not the underlying work papers.
Not the
A PDF
spreadsheet
on
and all
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
But apparently, somebody told Mr. Harmon that those were out there because he asked for them.
And who is Mr. Harmon?
Jeff Harmon, he's from the Legislative Research Commission. Jeff's a
For
good
the
man.
Senate,
Huh?
for the Senate,
I think for the Senate and the House,
yeah.
it's a,
Okay, but anyway,
yeah.
for the legislature, so
Yes.
that's another term
So
where
we
Katie's
can,
involved
we
with
can only say
legislature.
that none of those received a flash drive.
right.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
Well, can I speak on that?
you sure can.
Essentially, what it boiled down to was the open records request was for the Bob Miller report. Tom responded, I will send the Bob Miller report, and it listed 3 things. Well, the Bob Miller report is 2 things. It is the presentation in the front half of that binder, and it is the spreadsheets that the presentation is based off of in the back half of that binder. That's the Bob Miller report, that's all there is to it. What was being presented is we had the model, the spreadsheets with calculations, editable, that was available to us. It wasn't available to us. If it was said that it could be available on flash drive, we can make that report, we can put it on a flash drive, I can email it to you, I can let you see the binder, that's how you can receive the report itself. So it was like this giant confusion, and for lack of a better term, it was stupid. We were all talking about the same thing.
Can you put that on a snap drive?
I can do that.
But anyway, and I told Jerry Wutcher that we would do that. We would go through all of these and identify a statement that is made referencing the district. And if we disagree with that statement, that we provide documentation in our response that substantiates our position.
well, to get that process going, I'd like to recommend that a committee of, like myself and Amy and Paul and Tom and another board member get together, look at all the letters, look at the news article, go through and pick out what we think are the fallacies and write them down, and then send that out to the other board members so that they can either correct or add or whatever they wanna do. And then after we've done that process, we send that to Jerry Wutcher as what we would like for him to address. Does that sound reasonable, Tom?
Yes, who is the committee?
So wait a minute, before we do that, I think part of our problem, I don't disagree at all, that this is a politically written article wanting to bring about a political result that Senator Williams is in favor of. Just to react to this defensively, I think is a mistake. There are some things in here that we need to address,
Well,
that are
But Bill,
common
we,
sense to
we
address.
wanna address those things, and we wanna address those things in this letter.
Both, not just,
Both, not
the
just
way you
that.
stated it was
No,
to
I
address
said
the
that-
fallacies.
The
Okay.
fallacies of the letter.
Yeah, but we also want to address the letter in its entirety, not just the fallacies. Maybe there are some positive things in there that we can take away from it. And, I mean, I just think it's a mistake
Well,
to go
I'm
to
sure-
war on this thing and not to pay attention. For example, we've got this report.
I'm sure
And
Mr.
here, let
Williams
me
will
finish.
defend his policies.
Once, we've got this report that we paid how many $1,000? $18,000. I don't know if you guys may be a lot more adept at reading these things. I go back and try to read those charts and my eyes glaze over. We've not spent any time here, other than our own private time, going through that report. We asked for clarification on certain items, and we're not gonna talk about those today. Whether those are legitimate items or not, I just think we need to follow through and come to a final resolution, what we as a board are saying, that we're saying, hey, this makes no sense to look at these other alternatives, or we have looked at them and they don't make sense. But we're just putting this thing in a cycle, we're not dealing with it completely. And I don't think,
Well, Bill, to do what you wanna do, we have to have a meeting, we have to call a meeting. If we get 3 of the board members together, it's a public meeting. So we have to do that and do that in the sense of a public meeting, and we've had our public meeting.
Well, wait a minute, I think what Bill is suggesting is that we, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, we investigate all scenarios. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
That's what.
Okay, now, it seems like this is a classic case of, I don't know, well, if we investigate every scenario that has been raised, we have to investigate, and it would cost a lot of money. Because it would require some significant engineering. For example, it was suggested that, I can't recall who suggested, that we have NKWD prepare a report and analysis, what it would take for them to be able to get us water in amounts sufficient for us to service this area or the appropriate area of the district's customers. It was also suggested that we get one from Boone County Water District. There was a 3-mile line suggested. That would require another significant engineering report. We would need one from the city of Williamstown, because I'm sure that would require infrastructure improvements as well, correct, Paul?
Yes.
It was also suggested that we look into a water line from the Ohio River to Georgetown. That, I would have to say, would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. We do not have the time, and we do not have the financial resources to do the type of study that would be required to investigate or uncover and look under all of these rocks. It just isn't there.
So Tom, when this report was prepared,
Yes,
what kind of engineering studies did Mr. Miller have to prepare that report?
he had the analysis conducted by HMB Engineering on what it would cost to take a water line I don't know the specifics, Paul, you may wanna comment, from the Boone Florence Water Commission site to the district, which was approximately 11 miles.
Yeah, so it was from the current Boone County meter pit where we purchased from Boone County.
Okay.
And it was to basically be able to supply water here. There was 3 different routes that was looked at. There was a long one, a short one, and one in the middle. The one in the middle was chosen because it avoided Bullock Pen Lake was the main reason.
Yeah, it
why.
had to go under.
I
as
think it was
recall.
a mile longer to go that direction, but you avoided the directional bore at Bullock Pen Lake.
Okay. So,
But did he not make a comment that if we had changes or other things that we wanted, that it was a plug and play sort of thing, that he could put that information in?
Yep.
And turn it around just like that?
yeah, yes, but you need to get the report to put
You're
the
just giving him
reliable.
the number.
Yeah,
You have to give
yeah,
him the number.
we have to get that number.
But if
And
you-
that number is gonna require
Another
a
study.
significant engineering report. Now,
Well, if
you
you
know,
remember, after that statement was made, Senator Williams made the statement, but if you do that, then it no longer becomes an out of your hands report. You've now influenced the report, so it no longer,
well, all I know is that, in order to investigate all of these options, we would need 1, 2, 3, probably 4 more engineering reports. Would you agree, Paul?
Yes, I'll.
Well, don't forget Kentucky America and anyone else around us. If we're gonna do it, anybody around us that gets water, let's go.
And that's the problem one of the issues we're having here is it just seems like every week, every month, whatever, a new issue is thrown in, and I mean,
let's face facts. Senator Williams originally came to us and said, Boone Florence Water Commission is putting a line to Walton. It'd be easier for you guys to connect into a big line at Walton, and we jumped on it. Well, then we found out that Walton gets its water from northern Kentucky, not from Boone Florence. Well, then he come back and he said, well, you can buy it from Boone Florence and they'll take over your water towers and put the water line in and pay you to maintain them. Then we found out when Paul and I met with Boone Florence Water Commission and Boone County Water, that's not true. We'd be responsible for the water line and they would not take over our water towers. So every time we did something to answer his complaint changed. Last time he was in here, what was the deal then? Well, we're gonna put a big water line in from the northern Kentucky and Louisville so that Georgetown and them can have better water source. Well, why would I want Bullock Pen water customers to pay for a major water line to go from Crittenden? If I pay for it to get to Crittenden, why would I wanna pay for it to go from Crittenden to Carran? Cause Williamstown is a city owned, they can't force them to do nothing. So, I mean, every time we come up with a decent argument against what he says, he shifts the
I guess that's kind of my point, Chuck, is that I don't think that we should be responding so much to Senator Williams as to that we can say among ourselves that we have looked at the viable options, have a written reason why we're not pursuing that. If, for example, if I look at this being self-critical, if I had this all to do over again, we would have been doing all of this before we did the initial engineering. We would have, and for example, if we go to PSC, Tom, do you feel PSC will be satisfied by the report we have without pursuing some of these other things or not?
I wish I could answer that question.
And I can tell you, there's gonna be a lot of pressure put on them not to accept it. And I'm just saying, I'm not, forget Senator Williams. Senator Williams is gonna bring, we can count on that, he's gonna bring the political pressure. I just feel that we need to be able to look at people now, say, look, for example, short of doing an engineering study, can we not do a common sense study with Kenton County?
Well,
They won't accept that.
Well, he
Nobody
already
will
does that.
accept it.
What
You
was
know,
it?
I mean, what good will it do us if we go up and say, well, we've looked at it and we don't think that's viable?
Well, let's
The
face it.
first question's gonna be, well, what do you base that decision on?
Yeah,
Well, that's our
We looked at
knee-jerk
those,
punch.
we looked at it with common sense when we voted,
have we had?
and voted, wait a minute, till when we voted to do the water treatment plant. We voted to do the water treatment plant, and we had looked at getting water and infrastructure changes. On common sense, we didn't spend a lot of money doing engineering studies. What you're saying is let's go back and spend $200,000 on engineering studies.
Okay, so Tom, when we had that meeting with KG, Paul, and we did that initial comparison to getting the water through Boone County. Tom, in your letter for the agenda of that, you made a comment that we had to do a letter to PSC that showed them, I'm looking at the letter right here, and I'm not being critical, but I'm saying it was very thorough, and we didn't fall through because we got diverted. But it says that we need to have the water purchase model versus water treatment plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we have to present that to them.
Correct.
And what Senator Williams has added to it is that we should look beyond just Boone County. Now, I don't wanna go through the engineering costs, if PSC will do this without doing it, I'm concerned they're gonna come back and say, was North Kentucky water a viable option for you or not? Did you look at that?
And we would have to respond, if we respond, well, our common sense response is that doesn't work. They're gonna say, what in the world are you talking about? What they're gonna want is an engineering report. That engineering report, we're gonna need, cause then they're gonna mention Boone County. We're gonna need one for Boone County, Northern Kentucky, Williamstown, and the list goes on.
Well, Paul's been in contact with all these people.
Now,
From
we
Northern Kentucky.
do know what the Boone Florence Water Commission is gonna cost. Or, well, I take that back. We know that it's about $18 million.
Well, whatever the report was, whatever the cost estimate was for HMB,
Yeah,
that was running from the Boone County meter bid.
correct.
So
It had nothing to.
unless something changes, that would be the same cost estimate for Boone County water or Boone Florence water.
Okay.
It would be the same exact project.
And that, but then Boone County's gonna have to make improvements to get the water to the
Correct.
pit where we pick it up.
Well,
And we're gonna have to pay for that.
Right,
Okay.
right.
And what, the thing, the element that is absent, and HMB mentioned it right up front, this does not include easement acquisition, correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, easement acquisition and legal. And, I mean, I shudder to think
So
what easement acquisition is
you're
gonna
making
be.
my case for me.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, if that's the reason that we don't do that, and I'm not saying those aren't valid reasons, but a lot of those, I mean, those easements could be a nightmare. We need a response in our report, this is why we're not doing this, it needs to be in writing, and it needs to be explained that we talked
We
about
can-
these.
we can
and
include that.
That's why we're not.
Okay,
doing
then
this.
that committee can get together and prepare that response and documentation.
Cause all it is we're talking in the meeting now, and I go home and I try to remember what we said, and
Okay.
it needs to be in writing.
So, what is this committee's goals? Number one,
Well,
I'm waiting.
I think it's to establish what we feel are the fallacies in Bob Miller's report, the fallacies in Senator Williams' letters, and Senator Williams' news articles, and any documentation that we have concerning the difference between the water treatment plant and the water line.
Okay, what else? Bill, you wanted something else to be in there?
In your outline for our original committee meeting, Tom,
Yeah,
and I'm not looking at this comprehensively right now, but to me, there were 13 items. I think the report that we've gotten covers at least half of those. Things like, the per day capacity, the financing, the debt service, the improvements to existing, all those things are covered by Mr. Miller's report. One of the things that isn't covered is future EPA regulations. The additional infrastructure requirements, what you were just referring to, if we do tie it to Boone County, how's that going to impact us?
Okay, what item numbers are those?
Well, I'm not prepared to tell you right now and pin me down to them.
No,
I'm just saying that we should look at this letter you sent, and whatever isn't addressed by that report, we should address.
Well, why don't you let the committee get together, but like I said, make a report, come up with the ideas and that, send it to all the board members, give them 2 days or whatever time they need to look it over. If they have things they feel that needed added, they can come back, the committee can get together. My contention is we gotta quit just having a meeting and doing this and having a meeting doing that.
And Chuck, for example, let me ask you this question. Based on that report, we have never really sat down and said, this clearly says we should build a water treatment plant.
No, if you remember what Bob Mueller said, it's almost one or the other.
Yeah.
But that's where,
So
he
we-
also made the statement, there's a lot of unknowns. We don't know what the rate increases are gonna be from Boone, Florence, we don't know what the rate increase will be, and they can't tell us that.
Well, no,
Cause
but
they don't
we-
know what
okay,
says what
okay.
it's gonna cost
But
us
we
in that,
can-
but they have
wait a
to
minute.
replace their equipment.
Chuck, I think we've got the purpose of the committee. Does everybody agree with what Bill said?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, if that's
so, who are the committee members going to be?
Why don't you serve on that bill?
You get those questions?
Yeah, seriously.
Absolutely.
Seriously, I think you'd be the one to serve on it.
Who else? Paul?
Paul,
I
Amy,
think you were pointing at Paul.
me,
Wait a minute. Chuck? Amy?
Isn't this just an extension of the already appointed water plant committee?
Yeah. But
I'm-
get fresh
Okay,
eyes on it.
okay.
Okay, that group there.
and you.
I'll be there, but I'm not an actual member.
Yeah.
I have a question about this committee and stuff. We hire you to be our lawyer, we don't question what you do. We hire this guy to do his job and whoever to do their job. I'm a barn builder, I don't know about all this stuff here. You give me the information, I make my best discussion on it. For us to question somebody what they're going on, then I need a raise. Because I'm not gonna question every meeting whether our lawyer, did he do what he's supposed to do? Paul, I guess we could, but these people that we pay money for, we hire them. If we don't trust them, then we need to hire somebody else we do trust to do that. Correct?
Well, if I learned one thing in my life, is that you question whether you trust or not. And I think but I see your point, it is frustrating.
That's not my forte, is like I say, is to go all these numbers. If you show me all those numbers,
So when we asked for that report that Mr. Miller presented to us, should we accept that with no questions asked?
Well, the thing is, we hired him to do that.
But KG brought up some good points, and they left this out, they left that out, should we not consider those points?
But that's other people that we hire to do.
And then we
that.
take those
Right.
back to them, and which we did, and the response, I think, was totally inadequate.
So, is everyone agreeable with that committee structure?
Absolutely, I'm not on it.
Come on, Brian.
Okay.
Trust but verify.
Okay. And the
Okay.
purpose?
And the purpose.
Okay.
Could you kind of read through what you've got for purpose? You knew I was gonna say that.
Okay. Comprehensive.
One, look at the statements in the Robert Miller report, J. Williams news articles and memos, and respond with documentation as to whether or not those statements are accurate or inaccurate, with documentation, and to address the issues outlined or established. Bill, I need a copy of that today because I don't have it in my file.
I'll give you,
That okay?
this is it, I don't have data on it. Tom.
Okay,
I will have
I've got
data.
it at the office, but I want to attach it to the minutes.
So one thing to add is you're putting there, when,
Hey.
to respond to the letter,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we want the board to approve that response, right?
please?
We're gonna bring that back to the board
Yeah.
to approve that response.
That's what I said, everything we prepare is gonna go back to the board, let you look at it,
Right.
and see if there's other things or things you disagree with, and that way we can go on with it.
Yeah, I agree.
So what are you gonna do?
We agree on one thing today, Chuck, we're doing good.
What are you gonna do after you do and you compile this
Well, we'll have to make
comprehensive?
that decision at the next board meeting.
So the intent of it
Well,
is
what
to,
Mr.
do we build
Woodcher-
our plant, or do we look at those other?
Well, I
And
mean-
what Mr. Woodsher wants to do
Okay.
is send a copy of this to the PSC.
Okay, thank you.
Because,
That's what
we're getting, some, I think, undeserved,
Bad data, bad
Agreed.
data. You're
well,
just wanting to
no,
respond.
undeserved criticism
Okay,
that's not founded in fact. I'll leave it at that.
okay.
And the thing is, it's legitimate to ask some of those questions, but the conclusions he's come to, I totally agree with.
Well, they're not, yeah, those are just preposterous.
Yeah.
Well,
Does he, public records, could we find out where he's getting his information, or?
well, that was on my list.
Oh, okay.
Let's take one thing at a time.
Okay.
Okay, so and I'll add to the motion, everything the committee does will be submitted to the board for approval. Okay.
Have you voted on that?
No, we
Okay,
haven't.
is there a
Nobody's
motion?
made a motion yet.
Roger makes a motion to establish this committee, is there a second? Brian, you're not on it.
Okay.
Brian seconds it. Any other discussion on the committee? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed, like sign. The motion carries. Okay, what else did you have, Tom?
I suggest, I ask, should the district do an open records request to the Public Service Commission, Division of Water, Fish and Wildlife, KIA, Senator Williams, who else? Requesting information and communications between those parties. So we can find out or determine maybe where this information is coming from. Mr. Woodsher says, don't do an open records request, that's not necessary
I
at this
totally
point.
agree with that.
And he wants to just do a letter to Mr. Williams and Senator Williams, excuse me, and just say, this is what we would like you to share with us. Yeah.
I think we're wasting our time and setting ourselves up for a firestorm if we do that.
Well, I think unfortunately, well, no comment. Okay. There's been a motion and a second.
It's been voted on to establish a committee.
Oh, did they, okay.
Yeah, we voted on it.
Was it
It's
unanimous? Okay.
Well, I
Okay,
just got a question.
Roger made the motion, Brian
Yeah,
seconded, and then
right.
it was.
okay.
Does
Andrew's
the
got a question.
PSC, do you think this letter, the committee findings, is that something they're gonna want? Because
Who, the
they've had-
PSC? I think so.
They've had their case, they requested information and concerns.
Have they
Deadline
closed?
No, this
passed.
goes much deeper than just, we were conducting construction on the water treatment
This
plant.
goes back to the issue of getting our funding from KIA, which one of the persons from Public Service Commission and the Division of Water are two of the people that sit on that committee. So this is to go along with the report to answer questions that we would have to answer in an open meeting down if we stood down there. it has really nothing to do with whether we started the building or not.
So that was just, but
That's
the
whole-
whole
those two
case, the whole
different-
case in January was just for the construction.
Was this for the
Okay,
construction?
I didn't realize.
Yeah, okay. We think,
Senator Williams is saying, and I totally disagree with him on this, that we spent money we were not approved by PSC to spend, and that KEG has been approved to spend money they should never have been to spend. I mean, those are fairly serious allegations.
wait a minute. What money were we not, did we spend that we weren't authorized to spend?
That's that entire case of with the permission we had, that's what he's alleging, is that he's saying that.
Wait a minute.
But Bill doesn't agree,
He
he's
doesn't
just,
agree
he's
with
making
that.
Okay.
sure that he's.
I was chastised, I was run over the coals for filing that action for declaratory order from the PSC when we bought that property.
By whom?
I'm not gonna say, but the general response was, you don't need to do that, you're wasting your time.
I hear it.
I said, nah, baby, nah. I don't wanna start off this project on the wrong side. Do we need it? Maybe not, maybe so.
So you erred on the side of caution?
I erred on the side of caution, and we filed it.
Yeah.
And we got a sterling response from the PSC.
Nonetheless, I'm just telling you, you know what I'm
And
saying.
all of that was laid out in our application for declaratory order. If you read that, everything that was said is accurate, and everything that needed to be said and then some was included in that petition that we filed with the PSC. And they responded as I was told that they would. But looking back in hindsight is probably the smartest thing I did last year, or period, end of story. Because we're taking flack unnecessarily and undeservedly. So,
I agree with
that record speaks for itself. Now,
So how do we get that out there? How do we're on the front
that's
page.
the committee, Brian.
But we're on the front page of the paper with egg on our face. If we get it proven that we did right, nobody's gonna see that.
Okay.
Damage is already done.
Okay.
Yeah, to an extent.
It's called politics.
Yeah,
You put it out there whether it's the truth or not.
Yeah.
Get as many people as upset as you can with lies.
Chuck? Okay, next, Katie Drive. I had the pleasure of being a guest speaker at the Kentucky County Attorney's Annual Convention last week. And sitting in the front row was Bill Noble from the Boone County Attorney's Office, and I kinda asked him where we are at Katie Drive. Nothing new.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. They're working on it.
When he stopped laughing, he told you nothing new.
Nothing new, okay. PFAS testing schedule. We got a letter from the Skolnick. Yes, and one of these days I'm gonna learn how to pronounce their name, but anyway. We got a letter from Skolnick, and it said that they wanted us to informally commit to a future PFAS testing schedule. Historically, our test results for PFAS, unlike the city of Cincinnati, have been nothing there.
Right, right.
So,
Yet another reason why not to hook on, theirs was 1.3 times
Yeah.
the legal limit.
yes, but anyway, I have no problem with doing that with the condition that the cost and the amount of manpower needed to conduct this testing is nothing off the board. For example, if it takes two of our people to be out of commission for 2 days every month and the cost is $10,000, I say nah, baby, nah. But if You tell me, Paul.
I don't, the testing isn't a problem, the cost, I mean, all testing's expensive for what it is, but it's not a necessarily ridiculous cost. My question is we've pretty clearly been told that if you haven't spent money, you're not gonna get money.
Yeah,
So if we're not spending any money because we don't have the problem, then, like, my thing is what's the point?
yes, we cannot recover any damages in the PFAS litigation unless A, we got a PSA problem, and B, as a result of that problem, we've been charged, or we've incurred expense. Now, we have incurred expense because of PFAS, that being what's the name of the filtration system?
Well, it's a future cost. It's
Yeah.
It's a GAC system.
A
yes.
GAC system at a cost of how much?
It was,
200,000?
no, it was $1 million or something.
Okay, for our new water plant. Because if we do it now, we don't need it now, but if we do it now, it's gonna save us a lot more money in the future, because at some point in the future, we're gonna need it. So you might as well do it now while you're building the plant, blah, blah, blah. And we haven't incurred that expense. Until we write that check, Skolnick can't get us any of that money back. So, that's where we are.
Is there a time deadline on when that expense would have to have been made? Like, I mean, you know what
No,
I'm saying? Okay.
no, but the longer you wait, you know, all of it is like
The money's
going to the
turned around.
smorgasbord, you know, if you don't get there quick.
Well, how much water are we getting from the Ohio River? We get from Boone County?
None.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
Yeah.
now,
Boone County.
yeah,
In Northern Kentucky.
A lot, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how much of those have PFAS in them?
I mean, I don't know.
We test at the plant.
I know, but we need, that's our water that we're in control of, that comes
It's
in.
up to them
They
to
have to
control,
test it.
cause our agreement with them says they have to supply us with the appropriate water.
See, PFAS is an unregulated contaminant right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
So it's part of, it's called UCMR, this is the 5th round of unregulated contaminants. Basically, what it boils down to is Division of Water has these unregulated contaminants, everybody's testing for them now, they're gonna become regulated. The PFAS is just, it's what's in this set of unregulated contaminants. So nobody is routinely testing for it right now, it's just, it's gonna be a problem in the future.
So the question becomes, should we adopt do you know what the normal schedule is for PFAS testing?
So, well, right now, it's just a quarterly, and that's required by Division of Water, so
Yeah.
that's almost completed. There's been 3 sets of those samples for Division of Water with 1 to go, and I believe in the 3rd quarter of this year is when that sample will happen. So, and then, I believe that they average all of those results together, and,
Yeah.
you know.
That illustrates one of the big problems with PFAS, is that right now, there are no rules, and it's kind
Well,
of, people are shooting from the hip.
And they have finally put out what the regulation will be, and, I mean, it's essentially.
But they haven't adopted it yet.
Just recently they have,
They have,
yes.
in the last
So,
month?
but it is, essentially, if you have, it's parts per trillion. Like chlorine is measured in parts per million, they're taking it a step farther in parts per trillion. This is what it boils down to. Any river is gonna have high PFAS, anything that has pollution is gonna be high in PFAS. And to your point, it's up to who has the treatment process to remove that PFAS.
And how much of it can they remove?
Well, they're gonna be required to move essentially all of it. Now, there's gonna be costs with that, you know, who knows what those costs are. My question for PFAS has always been, The only way to really remove it is to run it through a GAC system, which is a big carbon filter. So now you have this PFAS trapped in this carbon filter. Those have to be regenerated every year, every 2 years, however often it is. Okay, so now you have this, you've removed the carbon, now you have this carbon that's full of PFAS. Well, where does it go? You can't take it to a dump, cause then it just runs right all back into the river that you just took it out of.
Right.
I've never had that question answered.
Send it to the moon.
They don't know.
But nobody, they don't know what they're gonna do with it, but
That's,
if it comes down to there's 3 places that can get rid of this stuff, well then it's gonna be pretty costly to get rid of it.
Right.
That's the big issue with PFAS. It's, you can't get rid of it. It exists everywhere. So,
it's,
we don't know the answers to how bad it'll be.
it's a solution waiting for a problem. But anyway, okay, so no reporting other than what POW requires right now?
I mean, that would be my,
Okay.
and then we just, what I've done in the past is when we get those results back for our quarterly UCMR testing, I just forward those results straight over to Skolnick, and that's the end of it.
Okay, so then, Mr. Chairman, take a motion that we do no other reporting / testing for PFAS other than that required by the Kentucky Division of Water.
Okay, Bill makes a motion,
Yes.
Andrea seconds it. Any other discussion on PFAS? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed, like sign, motion carries.
Okay, I believe last week, Paul, we had our PSC investigation and we got a little gold star.
Yeah,
behind
annual
our name
inspection.
on the chalkboard.
Yeah, no issues reported at that inspection.
Top notch.
Okay, GoGov.com government agreement, this is that program that we wanted, is that the proper word, program? App. That is the app that we wanted to take here, or install at the district, that would notify, customers by text of
Text or a notification
Yeah.
through the app, something of
Yeah.
that nature.
of water boil, outages, blah, blah, blah.
And they can pay their bill.
And I went over
Well,
the.
I intend to use it for, yes, because there will be a link from our current payment processor that will be included
On that
within
app.
that app, correct, yes.
So I went through the proposed agreement and a lot of my questions, apparently GoGov.com has a generic contract that provides all these charges and blah, blah, blah for services, but the services that they charge additional, cost for are not applicable to us. We don't have that service, so it's not. There's only, 2 issues that I have with the agreement. One is it says in the agreement that they can update the agreement at any time in their discretion. I mean, that's pretty gutsy. I cannot agree to that. The other one is a decision you guys are gonna have to make.
Can I just say something?
Sure you can.
I wanna read his response that he gave me, and I did question him on that. He said, on the updating of terms, we are trying to say here that any changes would be minor and material, and I understand what you're saying in regards to that as well. He said, for example, the addition of one of the paragraphs in section 4 and 5 referenced above, there is a copy of this in your all's packets too. Section 4 and 5, which is the example, does not apply to products that we would be getting from them. Any special terms, like the ones we will end up with after we make these edits to the contract, would carry over. But he did say, what would you prefer the language to be?
Any amendment to the agreement has to be by
Just write that down.
Okay.
He was very easy to talk to on the
Okay.
phone, Tom.
Okay.
So if you,
I'll do
If you
it.
feel like it would be better to call him, I felt like he answered my questions a lot
Okay.
better on the phone than by
Email me his contact information.
Okay.
The other paragraph is the limitation of liability. If they mess up and say they disclose personal information on the internet, you know, a security breach or something, their limit of liability is 1/2 of the annual fee that they pay us, which is right now about $2,100. So, if they screw up and due to some security breach and all of our customer data goes out and is open to review by some hacker, and it's only because they screwed up, their maximum liability is $2,100.
So he said, in regards to that.
Yep.
He said, he said, we cannot agree to an unlimited amount of liability for a $3,900 per year agreement. He said, would the district be okay with 100% of the annual contract value? Please keep in mind, this is a cloud-based software with nothing hosted locally, creating and sending public messages, so we do feel it is a low risk for both sides. So I do see what he's saying there.
I understand. I'm just explaining the
totally
legal
agree, yeah.
implications, so if a year down the road, there's a security breach and all that information goes out, and you say, Tom, can we sue GoGov? And I said, yeah, you can collect $2,100.
So,
You would skin me alive.
What if,
Now you know it's your choice.
what if, you know, you've got all these companies out there that if their data gets stolen, they come back and offer you so many a year's worth of, you know, credit monitoring or whatever.
Tom, wouldn't that be kind of negligent as well? I mean, if that was the
Yeah.
case, that would be negligent on their part.
Yeah.
So, I mean, isn't that speaking of two different things?
That's
So
their-
even if they were negligent,
even if they're negligent, yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Are there other companies out there that maybe offer a different type of a contract or that does similar services or?
I don't know, I feel like if Tom calls him, that maybe he can maybe explain this a little bit,
Is this what City of Williamstown's got?
Yes.
Yeah, and I can tell you, this clause, I represent the city of Florence, and I see this or similar clause in just about every contract submitted, and my response is always the same. And again, I'm saying this so that if it happens, is it gonna happen? Probably not. It's unlikely that it will happen. But if it does, and I tell you, you know, when you've got people lined up to Crittenden or Dry Ridge to get into this office building to scream and holler because all their data was released or hacked. And I tell you that the most you can get is $2,100, you're gonna be upset with me, correct? But now you know.
Yeah, you know.
But these app places will have a clause that when you get the app, you'll have to agree. You'll have this page of stuff that you'll read over, and probably that's what's protecting them on individuals.
And plus, we have cybersecurity liability. We may wanna check to see what their position is regarding signing contracts for unlimited
So maybe
liability.
send this to them.
They may
you
have
think?
some input into that, we'll check
Mhm.
into. Cause, you know, I think what would happen, Tom, is they would say, well, that's just one of 15 places that I go to where the liability's been hacked. I mean, I don't know how you.
Okay, I'll call the guy and report at the next meeting.
Okay.
Can we send out an email maybe, cause I kinda feel like we need to get the ball rolling on this.
Okay,
I mean, and maybe take a vote or something by email. It's gonna take us a month, whatever, cause he's gotta deal with eGov, which is our billing software. And I don't know, I just feel like this is really a need for our customers.
Hasn't it been approved based on Tom's approval of the contract?
yes,
Wasn't that how it was voted?
yes it was.
So, as long as Tom approves of the contract, I would say that it goes through.
But they're not gonna, again, informed consent.
Can I ask, so you say you're with the city of Florence as well, so how did they get around this?
Well, sometimes they assume that responsibility, and sometimes they say, we're not gonna sign the contract unless you change it, and the company changes it. Just
Okay.
depends.
Based
Now-
on how they feel the likelihood of it happening.
Yeah,
And if we have other insurance to protect that.
yeah,
Right.
it's your call,
Which I think we do.
Yeah,
it's your call.
yeah, we've got that cybersecurity.
It's,
I just don't know what the limit is off the top
Oh,
of my head.
absolutely, I get it.
So,
Well, I think we would wait till, Tom, they've already got approval if Tom agrees with the contract or whatever. So after you talk to him, send everybody an email
okay,
and they can respond if they're still okay with
okay,
going through with it.
And
Okay.
if you will follow up what you heard from our carrier on that.
Yeah.
okay. Email me his, oh, you say it's in the packet? No
It's
problem.
I think I've got it in the email,
Okay,
actually.
that's all I have, Mr. Chairman, mercifully.
Okay.
You took that whole meeting.
Brandon's not here with HMB, so we get to skip that one.
What's the
Ryan
latest on
Carter's
that,
not here.
Benton?
The,
The latest on Benton?
the last I heard from,
Yeah, Benton has radiation 5 days a week, for 6 weeks.
radiation and chemo both, I think.
Yeah, Brandon did say that recently he had started to feel better and he was considering maybe seeing if HMB would let him come to the office a day or two a week. I don't know how realistic that is.
Well, that's what Chris told me too.
Yeah, that's what Brandon
And
had
they
told me.
may do that just so he can get out of the house.
Yeah, just so he has
Yeah,
something
feel
to
better.
do.
Do we have anything coming up for him in the next short while or anything?
Nothing on the water side that Brandon can't answer. Only major thing is he designed the project for KYTC on Warsaw Road. But it's relocating water line in 4 different spots, it's a pretty minor project, so there shouldn't be any issues with it. So, no, to answer your question, no, I don't believe so, no.
Okay, call,
Let's see. That 467 project is actually gonna start in the next couple of weeks.
How many houses are going in there?
No, this is the road improvement projects.
Oh,
with
this
the
ain't what-
This
ain't what
is
they're
not the
bringing on.
subdivision, this is the transportation cabinet project. And all it is relocating water line, where they're bringing culverts across, we have to relocate like 4 spots, it's pretty minor. I'm gonna jump around here just a little bit. The IMI Concrete, we have a large 2-inch water meter at IMI Concrete in Dryer Ridge. When that water meter was installed originally, we could not get the 2-inch water meter, so we installed a 1-inch water meter because they had their building built, they were ready for water, and we couldn't give it to them. So we kinda manufactured a 1-inch water meter in there just so they would have water. When the 2-inch meter came in, we installed it. The 2-inch water meter has 2 meter heads on it, the 1-inch water meter has 1 meter head on it. So this is what has happened. The second meter head was never added to the billing system when it was installed. Now, essentially what has happened is that unbilled meter head has 2 million gallons of usage on it. To me, we just send them a bill, obviously offer them payment plans or whatever is necessary, but they've clearly used the 2 million gallons. Is that okay with you?
What's the cost of that roughly? Just,
I wouldn't know, it's
Okay.
several $1,000s.
have you contacted them?
I have not, because I wanted to make sure it was okay to the board to pursue it as it's 2 million gallons of water.
I think we bill them and explain it the way it is, and
I mean,
if
that's.
they have
how
a
I
problem
feel
with that,
too.
they can come here and talk to us.
Yeah, I mean, right,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what we do with
I mean, that's what we
leaks
would
and
do.
everything
Yeah.
else. so.
If we had like the reading was 0 when it was installed. We know exactly how much usage they've had and hasn't been billed for, so it's not, you know, real hard to prove. So, but that's what we'll do.
Okay.
The supervisor's report, there's 2 things in there. Number 1 is we've got about 5 old pressure pits in our system. If it's okay with the board, I would like to pursue pricing to get some of those replaced. There's 3 that are critical, one's on Reeves Road. We have a leak inside this pressure pit. We fix the leak. It moves back to another fitting in the pressure pit, it leaks. So like we're just making a circle around this pressure pit. I would like to just see what it costs to replace that. I'll try to get you a price at the next board meeting.
Any rough idea what that's gonna cost?
I really don't know. There's not much to those pressure pits. The most expensive part is probably gonna be the pressure regulating valve itself. Like the Reeves Road one is a 4-inch. I mean, it's not gonna be $10,000. It's probably gonna be more like 5 or 6. But I've been wrong before. It's rare. This is something else in the supervisor's report. This is, Gun Club Road is a road in Boone County. It is not county maintained, it's a privately maintained road. We have a service line leak right before the actual gun club. It is the service line that serves the gun club. It leaks probably once a quarter. My feelings of why it leaks is it runs across the gravel lot right in front of the gun club. Now, this is the problem I'm having. There's a guy that lives on Gun Club. He drives a semi truck. He turns that semi truck around in that gravel lot. That's what's causing the leak. That's part of being a water district.
Yeah.
This is the issue. When we dig it up, it's in the corner of this lot, we fix it, we backfill it with rock. Every time we fix that leak, this customer wants us to bring a road plate out there and put over where we dug. That seems ridiculous to me, but I wanna know what you all think.
Well, they've got mats that they rent out for like $32 a month. They're 4x8s. So they're not the steel plates. They hold 20 tons to go over the top of them. That Arch has got them.
The mat, it's just a mat.
It's a 4x8 sheet.
I've never seen that.
I sit there talking to them because I got to say a shoot on the water line, and they just said, like I say, it's $32 for a month to come in, they're $7 a week.
Well, like, my kind of side of it is it's this giant gravel lot. We fix the leak, we backfill it with rock, we set a cone on it. You've got this whole lot to get this truck turned around, but you need to drive right through the middle of where our cone is sitting. I don't care. But the mat, that's fine. I mean, I can do the mat. It's not a bad idea. I didn't know that existed.
Can't you just turn around somewhere else?
Well, that's kind of my feeling.
They do.
Yeah.
You have all this
That's what I'm
space to
thinking.
turn
Why don't we bill
around.
him,
Yeah.
why don't we bill him for fixing it?
Well, see, this is another wrinkle.
Private property.
He owns the property, so it's not like you can't tell him to stay off of it.
Is it on our side of the meter or his side of the meter?
Another little good boy
We have a
deal.
water line running down this road, okay? This guy bought the road. He bought this section of the road, so he actually owns the road.
All you want to do is drive on it.
He's just trying to drive on the road.
I don't care. Is the
You want
water,
water?
is the water leak on his side of the meter or our side of
It's
the meter?
it's our side of the meter going to the gun club.
In other words, they put the water line down the road, which they shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I mean, this water line's been there since the 70s probably. I would assume the gun club probably paid for the water line to come down the road. I have no idea, that was well before
I think you ought to send them a letter and say that the reason it keeps breaking is because you're driving a tractor trailer over it. From this point forward, you're on your own. Either you find another place to turn your truck around, or you suffer the consequences of damaging the line.
Are you
What
paying?
about if we move the meter back to 491 and let him be responsible for the line down the road?
But it's not
It's not his
meter.
He doesn't
It's the-
care,
It's the
because
gun
it's-
club's meter.
it's not his line.
It's not his. And quite frankly, he hates the gun club, so he would just assume leak all the time.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy, it's a
the
crazy
gun
thing. I
club's
don't know what to
problem.
do. But it's our line.
Wow.
It's our leak.
okay.
Well,
You can think on it. I don't have.
what
to
if we
have an
notify
answer.
the gun club that because of this situation, we're gonna have to move the meter,
Move their meter?
move their
Yeah.
meter, and the line will then belong to them, and if he continues to drive over it, it'll be their responsibility to fix the leak.
I would agree with you. This is the problem. To do that would require the gun club getting easement through this man's property.
So he's not,
He is landlocked that side of
Well,
the
no,
gun club.
there's an easement there, it's a prescriptive easement,
For us.
yes.
But if we go moving the meter,
Right.
Right, it's just on so many feet of each side of the line so far.
see, it's a mess. I don't know, I'm new.
People
I don't know what to do.
They're new. It's been here 20 years.
You can think on it.
I think on it.
I mean, it's been a problem for a year and a half.
Think on
Got it.
Can we take it overground, above ground and go over there?
Yeah.
Right, with heat tape?
Yeah.
Okay. The only other thing, and you can take them home and look at them, we can talk about it next month, but there's water loss reports for the last 5 years in your packets. It's got it, her percentage before flushing, it's got it, her final, water loss percentage. It's got the amount of flushing that we have had in the last 5 years per year.
This page here, you know?
And then it has the water plant itself and how much we're actually losing.
they're gonna be more stressful, they're gonna be more stressful.
It's just an Excel spreadsheet. It's not anything like Bob Miller would produce. It's the water.
They're gonna have to have-
Come on, Paul.
Okay.
But we can talk about that at next month's meeting. Oh, one more thing. Pendleton County Water is working on an emergency, response plan. They asked if I would be open to just discussing things with them. It's as simple as, if they have a giant leak, we can supply them water. If we have a giant leak, they can supply us water. I really don't see an issue with going and seeing what they have to say. Does anybody here have a problem with that?
Why don't you do it with Dillon, Kentucky, Boone County,
I will do,
Williamstown?
I will do it with every single one
I
of
mean,
them.
is this gonna cost us, but we need a plan to help them and us.
Well, let me start with Pendleton County and see how the process goes, and that way we'll know if there's gonna be cost involved or not.
Right, but I mean, Pendleton County, could they actually give us water?
I think in an emergency situation, they definitely.
Because we
could.
really need an emergency plan for our
Yeah,
plant.
now, I don't know how long they would commit to give us water. I don't know if it would be a day, a month, a week. I have no idea, but that would be part of the conversation, I'm sure.
And that would be a contract thing.
I would say ultimately it would be some kind of contract.
Good idea, do it.
But I don't think it costs us anything to go talk to them and see how the process goes regardless.
Anything else?
No.
Amy and Ashley,
The only thing I have in your packet is this one page sheet right here. Every year in February, we talk about, the management agreement between the sewer and the water. Last year, the only changes from last year, this year, is we had Caleb Spray, who was, solely dedicated, not solely, but 30% of his wages were, charged to the sewer, and then we don't have a specific person with the sewer now, they're all on a rotation, so that kinda changed some of the numbers. It's actually just gonna be a $48 difference this year, not much, so it'll be decreasing how much the sewer reimburses the water by $48 until next year.
A month or a year?
A month.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the new management agreement?
I'll make that motion.
Brian makes a motion, is there a second? Bill and Roger seconded it.
And then I'll prepare the revised agreement, get it signed, and we'll have to submit
Send
it
it to the
PSC. Yes.
Okay, any discussion on, more discussion on the agreement? All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, the only other, I forgot, Amy put this in here. If you guys are interested in any of that PSC training, if you'll let me know, I can get you signed up for it.
When do we need that? I mean, how many, I think I'm good, but how often do we need those classes?
You,
Every 2 years or every year?
you don't if you're grandfathered.
No, it's not
How do you
grandfathered.
tell where they're at? It says.
I sent you guys an email with the, locations.
Yeah.
Can I expand on that a little bit? Jerry Woucher and then their event, I believe, is in April.
Yes.
It's a great one. It's close to home.
Yeah.
It's one day.
Yeah.
It's very.
They got a good meal?
They have a good meal.
When you
I
say
will
close to home, what do you
personally,
mean?
Northern Kentucky's
Oh, okay.
building. I'll be at that one myself.
What's the
It's
date
not-
on that?
I can't remember,
I-
but the registration comes out before the next board meeting. It's sometime in April.
April 21st and 22nd?
It's just
2
one
days.
day.
Yeah, let me see
April
if I can.
29th is the date
Oh, so it's not on here.
for
The
commissioner
first,
trainings.
the first one is in Covington, March's is in Covington, April's is at Pennyroyal State Resort Park. June's doesn't have a location yet, August is in Owensboro, October is Pine Mountain, and then December 1st and 2nd is
Well, I
at the
think
PSC building in Frankfurt.
And
the
Jerry
one for
Woucher's-
Northern Kentucky, Jerry Woucher, they have to get Public Service Commission approval to accept it as a training.
Oh, they do.
I
That's
know they
no
always
problem.
have,
But
but
they will, yeah.
Yeah.
It's April 29th, Northern Kentucky Water District. It's a great seminar.
Yes, I've
You
gone
leave
several
halfway through it,
times.
what are you talking about? You don't even enjoy it, you eat and you go home.
Brian, I go to that more often than not.
But if anybody
Yes,
wants
it's
to
food.
go, they'll send the registration to Ashley most likely.
I do remember last year.
So last year you didn't go,
I
the year
went.
before was the year.
Yeah.
Was that when I,
Yes, you ate and went golfing. But I'm keeping track.
He's keeping tabs on you.
yes, he is. Inaccurately.
Talk about you.
The next meeting on the 27th,
We got CD renewals too.
We have got we've renewed 2 of our CDs. So the new rate, it's been updated to 3.49% with an APY of 3.55. So it was the same thing as the first CD.
yeah.
So, but this one, we actually opened up 2 at the same time. I think one of them was for our reserve monies. And then we opened up one more for some reason, so. But I did, and it is for a term for 5 months. So, if there is a point where you all want me to, do you think there's gonna be a point to where you will not want me to put that on auto renew at this best rate that she's giving me? I mean, is that?
Does the rate hold steady if we auto renew, or it automatically renews?
Well, I have that's what I had spoke with her about, and she said she will contact me about it, and that she will not let it renew at the point whatever rate that it would generally be auto renewal, but she would, with whatever special that they have going on, but I would have to approve it first. So, but then it would have to be within that 10-day span. So,
Well, I don't know. big on the automatic renewal stuff, but,
Yeah, I'd like to keep abreast of it too.
well, you can,
What's
with,
going
to
on
get
there.
within that 10-day span, you can always email all of us
Yeah.
and tell us what the
Yes,
rate is and
yes.
that, and we can give you the okay.
If, the reason behind that is if it does not technically auto renew, then we have to go through all of that paperwork again for 3 different CDs. That is the only
You know,
reason.
as long as
It
you
was-
tell them to renew it within that 10-day span.
Yes,
we're
then
covered.
it's okay, and I can also say, no, we don't wanna
Yeah.
auto renew it, and so, yes.
Yeah, 5 months from now, we may have to take
Right.
money out of one or something.
And generally, whatever the first one is, the second and third one is gonna
Yeah.
pretty much be the same rate as
Yeah.
well, so. I
I'd
just
rather
wanted-
do it that way, let you notify us.
Right, yeah. Okay,
Okay, anything else?
So
Next
just send
meeting,
you
March
guys an email?
27th.
just send you guys an email.
Just send us an email
Okay.
when they renew.
Yeah,
April 23rd, I'm not gonna be able to make it at 1 o'clock, I could do it earlier.
Yeah, it's the
It's
26th.
March 26th, I believe.
Yes.
27th, is that, was that wrong?
27th is Friday.
27th, right, yeah. No, I'm looking, yeah, it
Oh, I'm so sorry, looked at the wrong day.
I'm
So
out
it's
of town
March
that
26th.
that week, so
March 26th.
you guys can get along with that.
You can zoom
I don't think so.
Kim won't be there to
Do you
help them
wanna
get set up.
do it on the 19th?
in. The 19th, not that you need me either, but I may be out of town on the 19th.
Yeah, you guys can do the,
It'll be such a short meeting without you, I mean.
I will
we'll
be out
here.
of town the 19th, 18th and 19th. We
What about the,
don't have
what about the 20th, Paul? Are you out that whole week?
No, I have class the 18th and 19th, I'll be back the 20th.
What's the 20th, work for you,
20th is
Tom?
Friday.
I'm out of town.
Understand. Huh?
I'm out of town.
The 20th.
That's a Friday, yeah.
Yep. Sorry. Gosh, how long are you doing? Wait till June comes up, then you're gonna have real problems.
You all said St. Patty's Day we can do it?
I mean, I guess it will have to be. When are you leaving?
I'm leaving the 19th through the 27th.
So it'll have to be the 17th or without you.
Yeah.
17th probably won't have
Minutes, so they'd be good enough for
financial.
Well, wait, I could do it the 18th, I'm sorry. I could do
Well,
it.
he won't be here the
Okay.
But not that you need me either.
Okay.
But you can have a report prepared for us.
Yeah.
So we wanna move it to the 18th, how's that work, that's a Wednesday? I don't have anything on my calendar.
I have a question. Well, never mind, because I won't be able to zoom in anyway.
How about you guys, 18th, Wednesday? You're always good.
That helped me. I
We're gonna
couldn't
drag
make
you
my
out of your
own.
house.
Okay,
Huh?
that's good for me.
Good for you. I appreciate that.
Should be okay.
Let me see, I was gonna do some math here. I need to-
Would it be a shorter meeting if we didn't have the lawyer?
How long-
Possibly.
It'd be a little cheaper too.
Greg, does that work?
Does now, yep.
2 years?
Okay, the 18th seems to work for everybody, so is 18th good? If they don't have a financial report,
Yeah,
they,
they would have.
Okay.
She
Okay.
doesn't, it's tax season, so she probably wouldn't have it no matter when it was, honestly.
2 years?
I think if worse comes to worse, we could from one room divide it.
That's 83,000 gallons a month.
Yeah, it's a concrete
It's a
plant.
concrete, isn't it?
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's only half.
No, it's not half, that's the high flow side.
Chuck, you got anything to say to us?
That's where a
Yeah,
majority. of
we,
the-
can we get prepared a list?
Yeah.
Expire some beer or something?
Okay.
So you're just listening to topics.
They knew there was a problem.
So we want you for 2 hours.
Yeah.
well, I don't think he was bored.
No, one more.
Okay, anybody have anything else to bring up before the board at that time?
I make a motion we adjourn.
Motion's been made to adjourn, is there a second? Andrea seconded, all those in favor can get up and leave.